And I remember one of my friends he's a true good old boy. He put his arm around me and he said, Kasim, I said, it's Kasim. He said, you know what I mean. And he said, look, Kashif. He put his arm around me and he said, I'm telling you. He said, I'm with your winter tie. What he was telling me in his own way was that this was going to be hard and that I needed to get my act in order or he was going to have to pull his vote. So this is going to be a close. I've been working shoulder to shoulder with the governor of our state, Nathan Deal, to deepen the port of Savannah. Just last week, we were in Washington meeting with Secretary Ray LaHood and a group of high-level officials to figure out how we can deepen the port of Savannah. Now, the governor has caught some flack on the right, and I've caught some flack on the left, but my clear statement is clear, that you've got to stop the intramural games. The Savannah port is the fastest growing port on the eastern seaboard. It gives us a genuine opportunity to become the logistics center for the Western Hemisphere if we get it deepened and opened as closely as we can to when the Panama Canal opens in 2014. I just want you all to imagine it with me for a minute. The port of Savannah is not built out like the older ports are in the east and in the north and in the west. So you can come to the port of Savannah and literally build a modern port that is built for the future. And that happens to be what they're doing in other parts of the world. So my long-term vision for the city of Atlanta is that we will deepen the port of Savannah. It will be the fastest growing port on the eastern seaboard. And all of the tonnage that comes in through the port of Savannah will be dispersed through 75, 85, through the northern corridor and to the rest of the southeast United States. We have Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Now that I've been hopeful, I want to scare you a bit. If we don't deal with transportation right now, who's going to do it? Now, I co-sponsored the legislation in the Senate 3 times, and I know John knows, to just get a bill, right? And then after I got elected mayor, the speaker loaned me his conference room on the 4th year. I wasn't even a senator to do what? Get a bill. So that means it took 4 years to get a bill that you all could vote on, right? We then had to have a year for a roundtable where we whittled the list from $23 billion down to $6 billion. And then that passed unanimously. And now we're going out and raising between $8 and $10 million from the corporate community for the campaign. So that puts us about 6 years in this deal. So what happens if we fail? If we fail, nobody better come and ask me to do it again. Y'all, this is important because I believe that the political will to go through what every single person has gone through, whether you are a corporation that made a contribution, whether you're an elected official that cast a hard vote. So we can't miss this moment. Now, folks who've gone on the link trip know exactly what. I think that all of these conversations and debates are going to be hard, and we have to be very sensitive to folks' local politics. And you know, there's sometimes when you just have to win, and I think that's really where we are. The numbers in Cobb with regard to the T-SPLOST are very close. I think we would make a mistake not to respect whatever is going on locally, but we just have to continue to lay out the case. Now, the biggest mover of people with regard to the referendum is job creation. Period. And I think the job creation message is going to carry the day by more than one vote. It's just like, you know, I tell a story. One day when I was in the Georgia General Assembly, I had a tough vote in the Senate, And I had lined up, gotten some of my Republican friends.